what is going on, guys? It's your boy CodeSly, and I'm here with my main nigga.
The serious stuff, aka Shadow Pierre, what's up?
Alright, today we're going to be talking about, well, it's going to be more of a response video towards a lot of these people coming out of nowhere talking about damage scaling, and I'm talking mainly about 47 Tristan and NeoGodGoku. These two Mortal Kombat players, I'm guessing. I don't really know much about Tristan. I know NeoGod plays fucking Mortal Kombat. I don't know about Tristan, but that's besides the point. Anyway, so the two of us have been seeing a lot of this talk about how damage scaling needs to be implemented into Xenoverse 2, and it really doesn't, and it makes absolutely no sense as to why something like that would be needed to be put into Xenoverse 2. Now, Pierre, I'm going to let you go off with your point right here, and then I'll follow up. So, what do you think? First off, about his video, and what he said about what you were doing in his video about you, mainly.
Alright. So I'm not going to go that personal, but he did some things that I just don't agree with. So Tristan starts off with showing a video of mine, which is called Vegeta Death Combo Compilation. In this video I'm doing a combo on a friend of mine called Salty Steamer. And as you can see in the video, or on his video, whatever, you can see that it does a ton of damage, basically deleting itself in one combo. Now mind you, this is not in a real match, first of all, it's a showcase, right? So this first clip is to basically showcase the combo, the potential, the damage of this combo, not to show any kind of variety or skill or anything for that matter. Next up we switch the scenario, go into different types of clips which basically show the same combo, but in an online setting. So why do we do this? I basically do this to show y'all that you can see that this combo works online, so that nobody can say, alright, this combo is probably something that's so specific that you can't do it in a regular setting. So what I did basically is show you that it's doable online, that it might need some fixing, because as you can see the damage is pretty high. And that's basically what that is. It's a showcase. It's not to demonstrate any kind of skill. It's not to demonstrate variety. It's just to show you the combo, the death combo, which I called it. And yeah. So his point is basically that I'm doing the same shit in the video, which is true. It's true, but it's a showcase. It's not what he's trying to tell you it is. It's not some type of demonstration that shows, I don't even know, some type of demonstration that shows the big variety, some type of combo video, like he's trying to imply. And he also says something about the volume, which I don't get. He's trying to say the volume is obnoxious, which I don't understand. Like, if you have your shit turned all the way up, yeah, it's gonna be loud. Like, turn your shit down, bro. It might help. But after that he goes on to talk about the Goku combo teaser, in which he basically makes the same point. Same infinite, it's boring, it's cheap, whatever, right? But also this combo video, it's not even a combo video, it's a combo tease. But keep yourself in mind that this video is just to showcase all of you back then at Gamescom. Like, Gamescom is 3 months back, right? It was just to show you all that step cancels and all that good stuff are still in the game, for Goku specifically. So I upload this combo to show that to all of you. And he's basically acting like I'm trying to imply skill or variety. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to show all of you what the combo capabilities are. Because in that time where I uploaded the video, nobody had a video showcasing step cancels or whatever. So I just released it, showed it to y'all, gave y'all a quick showcase, and that's basically that. It's to show the combo, right?
Right.
So that's that.
Like, another thing is, like, when you go into Dragon Ball, right, Xenoverse 1 and 2, the first thing that you have to remember is that this is a 2-button attack input game. We have square and triangle only. The main thing that people like these guys are trying to do is they compare the game more to other games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, which are games which are range from like 6 to 8 button input fighters. So in that case, yes, of course damage scaling will be needed in those types of games, for the main reason that in those types of games there isn't really well, I know some of them do have a combo list, but in that you make your own combos in those games, because you have to learn the timings, the resets, the stuns on each individual hit, each individual character. You have to know what works with what. And with games like that, you can make some very devastating combos because you're creating stuff as you go along. The game is more about what you as a player can do, to showcase your skill with the character and what you're able to pull off and do with the character. Now, transition that over to Xenoverse, where we have a game where you press square and triangle and you have limited combos. There's not really much that you can expect us to actually do. It's basically just going to be the same combos. Everybody's going to be doing the same combos for this character, or they're going to have this different combo or this and that. But the most important thing is, if you're trying to get as much maximum damage as possible, you're going to want to reset your combos. It's just common sense. Like, why wouldn't I reset my combo when I can, why would I finish my combo when I can reset my combo and get a hell of a lot more damage off on you? And if you get your stamina broken, or I break your like from a block, and I break your stamina, or I stamina break you, then that's your own fault for getting hit by the stamina break. We have stamina in the game for a reason, and if you have poor stamina management and aren't able to manage your stamina wisely, so you can avoid these kind of things, because you can just snap vanish or manual step vanish away, then that's your own fault, and you deserve to be hit by however much damage I can deal to you. And an easy way around this is just don't have a lot of stamina. Like in this game, where the more stamina you have, when you get stamina broken, the more devastating it is. If you don't have a lot of stamina, it's not that much of a problem, because you'll always get your stamina back fast enough to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But let's be real right now. This game isn't Tekken, it isn't Street Fighter.
Yeah,
and what Tristan has been saying a lot is that we shouldn't aim for mediocrity, which is alright. Like we all don't want a bad game. He's right about that. But I don't see how damage scaling will improve the game in itself. Like what he's basically saying is competitive equals better. But I don't really think so. Dims need to get their sales and everything in check too. And this game isn't trying to be the next Street Fighter. It isn't trying to be the next Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue. This is still an anime fighter, mind you.
Yeah, like a lot of these people need to remember that there's a difference between competitive games and games that are fun. Like I guess in the anime side of things, Xenoverse 2 is a competitive fighter in its own right, but it's not competitive when you look at it compared to games like Street Fighter or Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear or Dead or Alive. It's not competitive at all. It's just a fun game that's made to be played and to have fun with.
Yeah. But to get into the subject now of the actual damage scaling, because I don't want to rant over this too much, but so damage scaling, should it be a thing or not? We both are definitely agreeing that it shouldn't be.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah, there's no point. Because if you think about it, what he basically wants, or what is one of his points, is that he wants more combo variety, which is fine. Seeing different combos, types of stuff is always a cool thing. You see different actions and stuff, different capabilities of each character. But the thing is, which you definitely gotta keep in mind, is when we implement damage scaling, like in a real fighting game, right? We will try to find bread and butter combos, optimize bread and butter combos. That basically means you find one combo for a starter, which you're gonna use every time because it basically does the most damage. That's just a fact. So it might not be an infinite, it might not be, but when you find your bread and butter combo, you're gonna repeat this combo every time.
Yeah.
Because in Xenoverse you can confirm from your squares right into your triangles and back again. So you definitely have the possibilities to go into the same combo every time. So as soon as you find this one combo, which does the most damage, you're gonna spam it over and over.
Yeah, it's like why wouldn't I do the combo that I know does the most damage? It
and
makes
the point
no
is
sense.
he wants variety, but where's the variety in that? Because you're gonna do the same combo. Of course, at first it won't be an infinite, it will look different, but after looking at it 20 times, it's not gonna be the variety you're looking for. It's like in Tekken basically. In Tekken you got your starters and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But Tekken is a completely different game. Because in Tekken you got walls, you got wall carry combos, you got wall carry combos without using the ground breaks.
Yeah.
You got all these types of actions that don't exist in Xenoverse 2. You don't have wall combos. You don't have break combos on the wall.
Yeah, there's
You don't have the corner carry and stuff. You don't have all that.
Yeah, because
So
there's
you're
no
basically
like
gonna stick to one BMB.
yeah, because there's like no environment for you to interact with to like stun people into walls and shit in this game, like in things like Tekken where you can hit someone into a wall, bounce them off the walls and shit like that.
Right. So that's one of the points he makes. which is, in my opinion, complete nonsense. And then he goes on to talk about how damage scaling would up the game's footsies. For anybody that doesn't know, footsies is basically the time or the period in which we both don't hit each other and we try to find the hits. So
Yeah, to
basically,
get
if we
that one
both
hit.
step menu vanish left and right and try to catch each other with a hit, it's basically the time we're playing footsies, right?
Yeah, it's like in for you Street Fighter players, like when you play like a Ryu or a Ken, you want to do that low hit because he's got that nice range on the low hit into a Hadoken. It's an easy opening to get, tiny bit of free damage. Can open into a lot of things, but things like that don't exist in Xenoverse in the same sense because most people are just gonna be manual step vanishing around to get that one hit in, and then from there on, it's just whatever happens.
Yeah, the logic itself is flawed because I don't see how having more damage in a fighting game leads to more footsies being played. Because it doesn't matter if I get 100% damage or 50% damage on you when I get a hit. The footsies game will still play itself out the same. Because the damage itself doesn't change the way you play to get your hit. Footsies is directed by your spacing tools, by your buttons. So if Turles has an amazing step manual vanish square to snipe people, that's a good footsie store right there. That directs his footsie game, but it doesn't matter what damage he gets after that step manual vanish square. Like, that's not what the footsies is about. It's about getting that hit. So the tools that you're looking for are tools that direct how good you are at getting that hit, like how good your movement speed is and all that stuff. But the damage itself doesn't change it. And I just don't see how this man makes the point that it does change it, because it doesn't. Definitely not.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we covered that pretty nicely.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you gotta say about the footsie part, because it's really just nonsense in my opinion.
Yeah, like there's a
But
lot of things you can't translate over from other fighting games into Xenoverse because again, it's just an anime fighter. And I'm not just
yeah,
saying,
like,
oh yeah, anime fighters will never be anything special or anything amazing.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's an anime fighter. It's not designed to be, this complex game where if one player masters a character down to the absolute T, they can just shit on anyone because they know that character down 100%. It's a game where you pick up your characters, you learn the basics, you learn what you need, and you just improve at them, and then you just fight. Like you're not gonna see someone going into the lab with Piccolo for like a year come out and do something complete and utterly different to a Piccolo who went into the lab for like a week. It's gonna be the same thing. It's just whoever's better at playing Piccolo. But at the end of the day, you're still just gonna see basically the same combos, whichever ones do the most damage.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just
After
how
that,
it is.
he moves on about skill, right? Skill level and combos.
Yeah.
Saying basically that no infinites equal more skill. I don't agree with that too, because if you think about it, an infinite, it depends on what type of infinite you have. Like if you do Vegeta's triangle
I
square,
don't know.
triangle
I
square,
still don't like calling them infinites because like those shits got left in the past with PS2 and all the old consoles. Like I just
yeah,
I
like
just
if we
think
go by classic, like
yeah, like the real terms are like resets and stun combos and
yeah,
cancels and things just so people don't start getting this idea that infinites are infinites and all that stuff. Everybody needs to know what the correct terms are, so everybody's correct.
yeah, we can just say you loop your opponent, you loop them, you don't
Yeah.
infinite them, because when you infinite someone, they can't get
They
out.
can't
That's
do
infinite.
anything at all.
Yeah, but his point is basically that you need more skill if you don't do loops and instead you go for, I don't know, some other type of combo, right? But in Xenoverse, first of all, where not much skill is required for your combos. You don't have that execution barrier like in Tekken or in Street Fighter. What you do in Xenoverse as a new player, if you really want to learn it as a completely new player, you sit down for an hour and you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It's about
Doesn't
an
matter
hour.
what type of combo you do. If you do triangle, square, and loop that shit with Turles with his dash cancel, or you do triangle, square, you go down with his dash cancel and then you go into his full triangle. You're just changing the inputs. You're not changing the execution in itself, right?
Yeah, because there's no real delay or timing that requires in this game. Like you kind of just
Yeah.
do your movements and just do them as quick. Like you just do it as quickly as you can. There's no need like in other games where you would do a certain attack and then you would delay pressing the next input because it gives him
Yeah.
a stun or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. There's no point. Like, what makes these games combos hard, if we can even call it hard, or what gives them execution, is not the buttons you press, but what you do in between them. So
Yeah.
dash cancels, step cancels, block cancels. Those three things are what gives the combos some execution. It's not the buttons you press. It doesn't matter if I guard cancel and press triangle, square, triangle and loop it, or if I press triangle, square 4 times and then go into a super. Like, the execution won't really change depending on your input. It doesn't really matter.
But all right.
So I don't see it, honestly. Like, I don't get the point he's trying to make with it. I can see where he's coming from with the Tekken comparison. I know what he means, definitely. But you gotta remind yourself that this game isn't Tekken, and it has a completely different functioning core system than Tekken. Tekken has all these assets and all these combo assets like walls and all that stuff that you will never have in Tekken. I mean in Xenoverse, right?
Yeah.
So it's a completely different game from the ground up. Not to mention it's a 2D fighter, but yeah. So that's that.
Yeah. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. This was me and Dissidia stuff here. Just basically just going over this and why these things make no real sense. Like, we can understand where they're coming from. Like, we see the point that they're trying to make. But at the end of the day, Tekken, Street Fighter, games like those, they don't translate into Xenoverse. They just don't.
Actually, one thing real quick.
Yeah?
Like, one thing. I don't mean this personal by any means, so don't take it like that, but rewatching this video, you will see a Xenoverse 1 video from me doing Kamehameha cancels, doing an infinite with it, right?
Yeah.
So he's basically calling them backflips, front flips, whatever. He doesn't really have idea of what it is. So this basically already tells us that this man doesn't really have knowledge on Xenoverse as a whole, or Xenoverse 2 for that matter. So he's basically just a new player or a mediocre player who basically tries to make big changes to the meta of the game. In my opinion, at least in my opinion, you should have a
Some
certain
background
amount of
knowledge.
skill before
Yeah.
you start to say, all right, we need to change this and we need to change that. Like, you need to have knowledge on the matter. And if you don't have enough knowledge, like he apparently doesn't, your point doesn't really make any sense, because you're taking your knowledge from other games. You're not taking your knowledge from the game itself. So you're basically taking the other fighting games experience and transferring it over, which is to a certain aspect okay. But if you try to talk about the core aspects, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like talking about something you don't even really like know about. It doesn't really make sense. Because if you're trying to make a big change to a game that you like didn't really take part in or play, then it doesn't really make sense now, does it?
There's a reason why Sonic Fox is more believed than New Player XY and NKX, you feel me?
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. Or why Ni's opinion in Tekken has more meaning than Daigo's opinion about Tekken. Daigo's a Street Fighter player, he's not familiar with Tekken. So obviously Ni, who's a pro Tekken player, is gonna have more of a weighty opinion. Like, it's just common sense.
But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to check out Shadow Pierre, aka the Dissidia Stuff channel. I'll be linking it in the description and in the picture that I'll be putting in the video. So just click that at any time to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy. This is CodeSly and
The Dissidia Stuff, aka Shadow Pierre.
and we're signing out. Bye.